one wrist trip, slip through the pitfalls. I just wanna chill with the big dogs. House on the hill with a big dog. Make it a ride, I'm taking a lot. So it's about time that I get what I got. And it's about time that I get what I need. And yes, I'm needy, I need to succeed. Know what I need it all. So I don't live with my back to the wall. Don't have to answer whenever you call. Who that on the line? It don't matter, dog. Oh, not at all. Oh, what a gift. Just to be rich and not giving a shit. Just to be rich and not giving a shit. Pinky up, I'm gonna take me a sip.
I need the cash. Money sounds on every bag. Green in the eye of each lad. Pockets so fat like I'm smuggling packs. I only deal with my time in these maps. Role playing the tactician and craft. Art of success, if I dub it, is that. As dinners and fat guarantee for a hunter. A winner I see in the mirror who trumped me. I need my anthem to blare with some trumpets. Mama's fair for repair and she also consistently stable and nothing could offset me. A boss type beat, lead the starship. Stream through outer space. I'm a star, baby boo, better watch the race. And you'll see me live today. I die trying to just don't break. Except all the bread we make with two hands. Better get your ball together and stretch bands. Do it all for as long as you can. Get your sandwich ready and go hand. The baloney niggas just can't comprehend.
Yo, cash rules everything around me. In that I am drowning, cause I don't know accounting. Blame it on my school system, blame it on my county. In that I am drowning, blame it on my clowning. Blame it on my young and my dumb. And not knowing where it's from, and not knowing where it's going. Might as well throw it in the ocean. As I put my back in motion, might as well throw it on some drinks. Hit a Miami for 2 weeks, might as well throw it on the beach. I don't give a fuck about the economy. They ain't never helping those in poverty. They ain't never coming here to save you. Waiting on that trickle down in your brain roots. You the blood, sweat, and tears of this whole operation, though. You will make it operational, but don't deserve paid vacation, though. I don't know what I look like. Who with a fool? I'm losing my cool. I need to make moves, get my community under a groove. Like one nation, so we never lose. Nothing can stop us now. They will not knock us down. We will not chill while they chop us down. That is not simply allowed. I'm not the one to kowtow. Cash rules everything around me. In that I am drowning, cause I don't know accounting. Blame it on my school system, blame it on my county. In that I am drowning, blame it on my clowning. Blame it on my young and my dumb. And not knowing where it's from, and not knowing where it's going. Might as well throw it in the ocean. I put my back in motion, might as well throw it on some drinks. In a Miami for 2 weeks, might as well throw it on the beach. Oh yeah. She love to back it up when we hit the club. She love show me love. Oh yeah. She love to back it up when we hit the club. She love show me love. Oh yeah.
Baby girl, hold it right there. 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 Baby girl, hold it right there.
This is real.
I would like to be traded to any other team but the New England Patriots.
Big brain predictions. That's what I got.
Take it off, sir.
The Washington football team beat the Steelers.
And that person.
EDP.
Yes, but if we lose this game, I firmly believe we do not need to make playoffs. So
Don't you ever disrespect me.
What is going on, folks? Welcome back to After Further Review. I am your co-host, Jalen Brown.
I'm your other wonderful co-host, Shaquille Brown.
And I'm mailing a real wonderful co-host. Ain't nobody give a damn about Shaq. How's everybody doing? I love you, Shaq. How's the joke? I love you.
That was one of, from the intro all the way through, one of the strangest starts to this show.
That says a lot.
But we're here nonetheless. We are here. Folks, we're just minutes coming off of, we're just a couple minutes removed from the Celtics losing game 5 in dramatic fashion. Yeah, I'm still in a little bit of shock.
I would call it sad. I wouldn't call it dramatic. It's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad because that's the basketball that the Celtics were playing. First of all, why the hell can Smart not get a rebound? Like, defensive player of the year, you're supposed to be able to rebound the ball. Second, why is the defensive player of the year the number one scoring option with 11 seconds left in the game? What the?
I don't know why that was the call there at the end for him to go baseline and a lot went wrong in that last 3 minutes or so. A lot did.
You know what? Not everybody can play the Sixers in the playoffs, so some people have to actually go through a tough road to get somewhere.
This cross we bear is not light. So, gentlemen,
it's not. It's a heavy cross. That's for goddamn certain.
Let's go ahead.
All right.
Yes.
Take this shot.
Because I need this.
I don't pick the schedule.
Shaq, we're not even talking about you. Not everything with Miami basketball has to do with Shaq.
I am the representation of the team on the show, so by default, my feelings are hurt.
Were you named after Shaquille O'Neal, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I was born around the time he went pro. My mom saw the name in the newspaper and decided that she liked it and basically named it after him.
I mean, that's got to be a disappointment, I guess, because you didn't become an NBA legend.
Nor did I grow to be anywhere near 6 feet, so.
I don't know. I kind of feel like your forehead could dunk a basketball, but that I digress.
We need to get off on the right foot here. Okay, folks. I can't believe this damn team.
So we're in distraught.
We're
gonna start this off. Jalen.
We're gonna start this off talking about not basketball, actually, but we're gonna be talking about the fact that, actually, yeah, sorry, I almost forgot. I almost leapfrogged right over the fact that the Warriors and the Grizzlies are playing right now in Game 5. Their series is at 3-1. We're gonna give our prediction for who wins this game now, because if we wait till the end of the show, this will be almost over and almost meaningless. So, we'll give this now. I'll just go first real quick. I think the Warriors handle the business and end the series tonight. John Morant's not out there. Yeah, excuse me.
Yeah, I also think Golden State can finish this off. Yeah, John Morant was only gonna miss one game, unfortunately, because it'd be the last game. So yeah.
Shaq just threw more shade and 4 words in his forehead his entire life, man. That was absolutely freaking awesome. Damn it, that's 2 in the first 5 minutes. I am fucking up. No, I'm going with the Warriors on this. I just think that, yes, Memphis could win games without Ja during the regular season, but it's different when you're in a playoff series and you're fighting for your lives, and he's so much of a emotional support on and off the court. I think they're gonna miss that. And they had the lead like the entire game, the last game, until he went out, and then it was like a deflated balloon. So yeah, Golden State's about to take care of business here.
All right, so we're all in agreements on that, with the Warriors winning. Folks, I am just a couple days removed from a cold and that was the first time I've had like hard alcohol in I don't know a while. Probably since we did our last show. And Jesus, it's coming back.
It's gonna be an interesting show, y'all.
Anyway, now what I thought we were going to get into, which is the fact that the NFL schedule officially comes out tomorrow, but we kind of already have a heads up as to what to expect the schedules to look like. So what I would like us to do is to take a look at all three of our favorite teams' schedules, and for good, worst, entertaining, interesting, whatever reason that you're going to circle a game on your schedule, I want to know what 3 games on your schedule you have circled for whatever reason it may be to you. Malin, Shaq, either one of you guys want to volunteer to go first?
I can go first on this one.
Okay, I'll pull up the schedule here as you talk.
So, like Jim was saying, like they're going to announce the when everybody is playing tomorrow, but we already know who we're going to be playing at home and who we're going to be playing away. And they've announced a few nuggets over the last couple weeks on some different games, but some games that when they announced who the opponents were going to be, and then you had some trades happen. There's been 3 games. I just care about like when they are, and those are ones that are circled that I want to look at. First one has to be the day that Midget Wilson comes back to Seattle wearing blue and orange. Denver Broncos, Russell Wilson, Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. That has to be number 1 on my list.
Feel that.
And I hope Jamal Adams just takes his fucking head off, to be honest with you. Like, helmet off with the head inside. That's what I'm hoping for.
It wants to be decapitated on the field.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we've seen that on live TV. I think that would be interesting. I would like Joe Buck to be commentating because he'd probably puke all over himself. And I just think that'd be for good television. You might as well die where you became an actual person. Like, so, whatever. So Seahawks and Broncos, that's number 1 on my list. I need to see that game.
Right.
Number 2, we talked about it last week. Seahawks Bucks.
Right.
I'm still figuring out where the NFL offices is in New York so I can call in some bomb threats because I'm a little bit upset that this game is being played in Munich and I have to watch the game and I have to start drinking at 9:30 in the morning on a Sunday because I can't listen. We don't have Russell Wilson anymore. I can't watch a Seahawk game without alcohol in my system for the very probably long future. There's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of alcohol involved in watching my Seahawks, and it's going to start at 9:30 in the morning watching my Seahawks take on my wife's Bucks.
When
was
the last time you watched a Seahawk game without alcohol? Period.
Ooh, man, that might have been 2014, maybe. It's possible. It's been a while.
Almost a decade.
Been a while. Yeah, probably since Super Bowl 49 is when I started drinking.
Understandable.
After that, yeah. And in fact, I don't think I had drank alcohol until after Super Bowl 49 for about 10 years. So I'll go ahead and blame Tom Brady for that alcoholism. That's great. It's like, do I need to lay down on a couch right now, or are we talking about football? What are we doing?
Whatever you
all
want.
right, so that's number 2 is the Bucs Seahawks. I really need to thrash the Bucks, and I would just like to say once again, fuck Tampa Bay. The Lightning loss last night to the Canadians is beautiful. Love that loss. 1 loss away from Tampa Bay being completely irrelevant, and I couldn't be happier. Number 3. I don't have an answer on this one, Jim, because you want to know what number 3 is? It's whichever game I get to see live in Seattle when I fly back home in September, because I said last week I'm flying back home in September, and the goal is to watch a Seahawk game, a Mariner game, and a Washington Husky game in the same weekend with G Money. So we need a schedule release tomorrow, and oh my God, if it lines up being the Broncos,
That would be
holy shit.
incredible.
Yeah, I might end up in jail. I might find one Broncos fan wearing the number 3 jersey and rip his head off just in case Jamal Adams doesn't rip off actual Russell Wilson's head.
Please,
So
Goodell. Come on,
it might
Goodell.
happen. It might happen. It might be a primetime game, and I might be in primetime jail. We don't know.
Primetime jail.
Yeah.
You said that's September.
So-
What is that?
Well, it's going to be sometime in September. I need the schedule released so
okay.
I can see the dates so I know
Gotcha.
when, but it's going to be in September. I know that.
Please.
Don't know what week, but oh my God. If it ends up being the Broncos Seahawks, woo! Oh. Oh my God.
Shout out to G Money. That is the G Money, by the way. He says, Malin, you didn't have problems drinking at 9:30 a.m. in Vegas. Pulling out receipts.
Didn't. Not at all. Never really do. There's usually a lot of champagne involved. And I'm usually inebriated about 24 hours a day when I'm in Vegas. There's not a point where I'm probably not going to fail a sobriety test when I'm in Vegas. You can wake me up in the middle of the night, probably going to fail it. Right after lunch, gonna fail it.
1 a.m. Wake up.
they'd be like, hold on, man, blowing this. And be like, blowing what? Son of a... Hey, wait a minute.
Don't you wake me up to blowing. I mean,
Stop blowing the goddamn thing.
I was not a Super Bowl winner. Give a damn.
Hey, I get blown. I don't do the blowing. That's a problem. Anyways, yeah, Vegas, inebriated,
talking to?
100%. I don't know who I'm talking to at this point. Just angry about the Boston game and
well, speaking of
we're good.
Boston, I'll go through our schedule next. So 3 games I have circled on the Patriots' upcoming schedule. I have to go with the Packers. We're going to Lambeau Field for that one. Haven't played them in a couple of years. Last time we played them, though, I'm pretty sure we beat them. It was at home. Yeah, I think that will be interesting. You know, Belichick going up against the 2-time MVP now. Now he's got Mac Jones. No McDaniels this time around. So I think it'll be very interesting to go to Lambeau Field. Obviously have no idea when that will be, like what time of the year. But if it is the frozen tundra, it is what it is. It'll make it more interesting, more dramatic. So got that one circled.
Wait, hold on. If it's the frozen tundra, Jones ain't even gonna throw a pass. They're gonna beat the Packers 10-3 by running the ball 57 times.
Probably.
We already know. We already know what that offense is. If the tundra is frozen, Jones hands the ball off. That is what they do.
Next game I of course have the Pittsburgh Steelers game circled. We have not played in a couple of years. Like we usually play each other once a year, except for these past 2 seasons, I think. You know, usually we have our way with them, but you know, both teams very new. We're renewing a new rivalry here, so
like a
renewing renewing an old rivalry. But yeah, this one will be at Heinz Field. We get to go to the house that that Ben Roethlisberger built, and yeah, it'll be a good game. It'll no doubt be a good game. Love playing the Steelers without a doubt.
There's only one way the Steelers win that game.
What's that?
That's if Rudolph mistakes Jones is a little kid and tries to molest him. Then Patriots don't have the quarterback. That's the only way they lose that game. 100%.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen.
Man, he winks at everybody. Like he finds everybody on the football field attractive, apparently. So,
last but
Yes.
not least, I have the Raider game. All these games are away. I just noticed that. Yeah, when we played the Raiders, our old OC and Josh McDaniels going up against him. So that should be very interesting. I imagine that's a very, very loud stadium. Yeah, Raiders are looking pretty nice. I don't know. I don't know about that one, but
did you say it's a loud stadium?
I'm thinking it's going to be loud during that game.
Oh, I mean, it's only loud because Raider fans fight everybody, so that's the only reason why they're screaming because they fighting somebody.
Punches.
But before Shaq gives his 3 irrelevant choices as a Steelers fan, let me ask you this question: what do you think of Tom Brady coming out and saying that might have been a fumble in the Tuck Rule game? What do you think about that? He actually admitted it might have been a fumble. Your whole dynasty hanged in the balance, he said. Might have been a fumble.
I think it's this Tom Brady 3.0 that we have now, where he's like, he's got this big social media presence, and he's like, he's like the girl that got out of the relationship and took off the glasses, and it's like all of a sudden hot now, and everybody's like, oh damn, who's that? Now he's just like living up. Now he's embellishing everything, and we're like, all right, Tom, we get it. You've been single now for 3 years. We got it. So I think this is just part of him, like, oh yeah, and that Tuck Rule thing, yeah, I think it was a fumble.
That might have been the oddest, whatever visual comparison that anyone has ever made about Tom Brady. I just think it's weird because a year ago he had Charles Woodson in his house.
Yes, exactly.
They did a 30 for 30 about it, and he was like, "Nah, it wasn't a fumble." And then he gets on Instagram or something, and posts a video, and whispers, "Oh, it was a fumble." I was like, "What are you doing, Tom?" Like, we all know that you're about to make a buttload of money once you leave football. But
Yeah.
what the hell, man? All right, Shaq, let's go ahead and talk about your Steelers and
right.
Big Ticket.
No, my third would, even though I know we're gonna lose this game, would be against the Patriots.
There we go.
I feel like it'd be.
He already has no confidence.
I know. I just feel like it'd be a very entertaining game. People always get excited to see this game, so it's just about the hype of watching this game. I'd be very excited to see this.
Can I just say that Shaq has not been confident about one Steelers game ever since he had to put a sock in his mouth because they lost to the Washington football team like 2 years ago.
All I would like to say is,
I don't think he has picked them to win a single game since that moment. They were 11-0. They were 11-1. And Shaq said, "Fuck this team." Like, he has picked them to lose.
Just
damn
for
near
the Browns to
every game
lube us
since
up
then.
in playoffs. So, but just wait. You gotta wait till the end of my picks.
I think you're actually maybe right, really. I don't think since then you picked the Steelers a single time to win one game.
All right, in due time, you'll hear it. My second pick are, ironically enough, the Eagles. I think they are closer to our level of playing football. The Eagles
are embarrassing.
It is very embarrassing, but I think this game will be much more competitive than it should be. Only because I feel like people are not realizing they're probably a closer competitive level to the Eagles than anything else. All of our divisional games done. When it comes to Cincinnati, Browns, Ravens, just don't factor that in.
Lord.
Didn't you beat the Ravens twice last year?
That's being a big man.
But wasn't Lamar Jackson probably hurt both times last year?
Yes, and we had Big Ben playing with us.
Yeah, sure, but
wait.
Lamar
No,
could be
hold
hurt
on.
this year, too.
You don't all of a sudden get to use Big Ben not being there as a reason why you're going to lose.
We got 8-inch Pickett, Rudolph, and Haskins as a quarterback. Not even Haskins.
You don't have Haskins.
At this point, Haskins is probably putting in more effort on the field than anybody else.
If we could pile up the amount of shit that you have talked about Big Ben for 84 episodes, we could walk to the moon. Okay? So you don't get to now use Big Ben as a reason. Oh well, Big Ben's not here, so now we're going to lose. He was the reason why you were losing, according to you. 84 episodes.
Yes, and my number one is we play the Jets, and I feel like that's the only guaranteed win that we have in our schedule.
Shit. Oh my god. I thought for sure you were gonna say the Bucks.
Oh, I don't. For what? So we can watch us lose against the Bucks? Oh, I'm not excited about watching that game. So we can watch us get clapped up.
He's looking forward to seeing the Jets.
I'm excited to watch
You're
the one of few wins that we have in the season.
There's not a Jets fan right now that is saying they are looking forward to seeing the Jets play football.
That's because they don't.
Here's Shaq saying, "Okay, listen. You heard it here first, Shaq. You heard it here first. Shaq's about to become a Jets fan because the Jets going to take Zach Wilson and all those 3 first-round picks because they're putting some wins together, and all of a sudden Jackson start rooting for the Jets. Get halfway through the year, and all of a sudden we're going to hear Jets, 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 Jets. That's if he can spell it. I don't know if Shaq can spell it. But if he can, that's what we're going to start hearing.
All I'm saying.
He's about to jump ship. He's going to jump ship. I can hear it now.
Sauce
the water
Gardner,
is pouring.
I'm just not excited to see Tom Brady clap the shit out of the Steelers, and then I'll be like, yeah, this is fun.
I don't want that. Speaking of mental images, I don't want that in my head.
Tom Brady been clapping them for 20 years, man. You already know what that show looks like.
Yeah, I guess you've seen it time and time.
You can put that episode on repeat. It's the same goddamn thing. You can change the jersey, but you can't change the outcome. That's just what's gonna happen.
Well, so Malin has Seattle, he has Tampa, and then he has question mark a game in September. I have Pittsburgh, Vegas, and Green Bay. Shaq has New England, Philadelphia, and New York.
Can I bring up like two more things, Jalen, about the schedule?
Please do.
I just want to bring up, because I know I brought it up to you guys. I just think it's funny that my Seahawks have to travel 29,466 miles over a 17-game series. Okay? They're probably only going to win 6 games. Shaq's team only travels 6,442 miles. They don't even leave the Eastern time zone. And they're probably going to win 6 games.
Well, I think they play when they play Vegas. That's their only West Coast game. Wow,
that is asinine.
Ridiculous.
How do the Seahawks have to travel 23,000 more miles than another NFL team? Come on now.
Like you said, we will probably win the same on this game as you did. So
you guys just have to walk a lot less, I guess. I don't know. And I would like to say
the environment.
Yes. Hold on, I'm having a brain fart here, but Ryan's brother's name is what?
Morgan.
Yeah.
Morgan. Okay, so Morgan's Commanders, we have to get used to saying that god awful name, even though they're not going to command anything for probably the next 20 years. Yeah, probably. They're going to be experts in that. So the Commanders and the Dallas Cowboys, based upon who they play, not even when they play them, but who they play, have the easiest schedule. The opponents they're playing this year had a combined 46% winning percentage. Commanders and the Dallas Cowboys.
How much should I bet Morgan's gonna be on this show like every other week because of it?
What kind of knick-knack schedule is this?
The hardest opponents is Cleveland Browns.
I
feel like
literally
Green Bay and Cleveland.
Their opponents, their combined opponents, did not have a winning record. The Cowboys and the Commanders. Ain't that some shit?
Yes, and we will see this man every other week on the show to brag about him winning a game.
Part of that. I
don't want to hear it.
Part of that has to do with the fact that they play in the NFC East, and I don't know, did Did anyone have a winning record last year out of that division? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. The Eagles, I guess. I don't know. So they have to play each other. Well, that drives down the winning percentage. But yeah, 46% winning percentage for those two teams. Cute. Love it.
Well, all right, NFL. That is the the rumored as of right now, but it seems pretty likely. The NFL did put out like some of the Christmas Day game. Like I think it's the Broncos and Rams is on Christmas. Obviously the ones that are overseas are already out, like Seattle and Tampa. So there's stuff like that. But and the Cowboys are going to Green Bay in sometime in November. So
wouldn't that be a great Christmas present if Russell Wilson tore an ACL on Christmas Day? Wouldn't that be great? Just unwrap that gift. That'd be awesome. I like that they're trying to sell us on this game that Dallas is going to Green Bay. Like anyone really gives a shit about the fact that Mike McCarthy is going back to Green Bay to coach a game. Nobody cares about Mike McCarthy. He's not even going to be the coach next year. Sean Payton's going to be the coach. Like, I'll talk about dead man walking. He's that big ass guy in the Green Mile walking down to get electrocuted. That's Mike McCarthy.
I don't know why.
Don't even have a job next year.
I mean, I do know why Fox is trying to push that really hard, but I don't think most people care unless you're a fan of one of those teams. All right, let's get out of that mess and get back into the depressing NBA playoffs, of course. So now that round 2 has really started to take shape, the Warriors are currently up 3-1, like we just said. Bucks are up 3-2. Shaq's Heat are up 3-2. Yeah, 3-2 right now. And the Suns are up 3-2 as well. I think that's all of them. So, with these series as they currently are, I guess I'll start with what has been the most entertaining series to you guys so far. Shaq, I'll start with you first.
I still think is y'all Celtics Bucks game still the most entertaining series. Even with y'all going down like 3-2 in this game, it's still entertaining to watch every single game. Like they keep you all closer on the edge of your seat because they didn't change the lead until end of fourth quarter. So it's just a very entertaining. Unlike other series where you kind of have a idea of who's gonna win this series to a degree. At least you guys make it entertaining. Defense, offense, y'all still kind of figuring out Giannis to a degree on stopping him. He's still got pop off. It's Giannis, but like key plays trying to shut
just
down.
Score 40 points.
Yes, but like that's what I'm saying. He's still finding his way, but at certain games, it's kind of like you get him, you don't. But it's still Giannis at the end of the day. He's still gonna pop off.
Stops.
Yeah, but like even thinking about it is like you guys can still come back. It's still a possibility to keep it entertaining the next game if you all stay focused and doing it. So that's just my most entertaining game in the series.
All right, so this is what we need to do, just so that Shaq doesn't just use his entire time to talk shit about my Celtics.
Who's talking shit?
Let's just go series by series, and let's get some bullet points on each series because every series deserves a little bit of shine right now, not just ours.
We're gonna get to that, but
who's talking shit?
Yeah,
you can say if you want to say fuck Shaq, then go ahead.
Let's been saying that all show.
I did. First of all, I have not. That's mean.
You made 2 forehead jokes in like 30 seconds of the show starting.
4 minutes. That big ass head of yours, you still can't count. That's fine. Let's talk about Golden State Memphis for a second. How interested are you in that series?
Not in the least bit.
Not in the least bit. That ain't been fun at all with all the fights.
It was
the only thing interesting
until John Morant went down. Then it was like, okay, it's all right, kids. Time for the adults to come and handle this.
Do you guys really think he bruised his knee because Poole grabbed his knee?
No.
You guys really think that's when he hurt himself?
I don't know if that was. I do think that's the injury is the reason. Like, I don't think he's sitting out for any other reason. If that was the reason, I don't know about that because it didn't seem that serious. But he probably nicked it a few times.
They did show some things today where he hit his knee on other people's knees
Yeah.
3 times during that game. Then all of a sudden they see Poole grab the knee. Now I will say it's a little bit conspicuous to me because the ball was at least 2 feet away from Poole's hand. Then he grabs the knee and kind of yanks on it a little bit. I don't know if he was trying to make him fall down or whatnot, but I don't think that's the reason why that Ja actually got hurt. I think it was already hurt. He was limping before that play.
Yeah.
I think all the backbiting, and all of the the fights and the fools, the fouls and everything made that series interesting. Up until Morant is no longer going to be playing in the playoffs. I thought that was a really interesting series until then.
Yeah. Another series. We'll keep it out west. Not Golden State. Sorry. Phoenix and Dallas. That has been pretty entertaining. Very back and forth so far. Chris Paul dominating for a game or two here, and then you have obviously Luka doing his thing. Devin Booker last game just completely having his way and mocking Luka at one point. What do you guys think about that series? Now that these Suns are up 3-2, heading back to Dallas, trying to close it out.
It's definitely I feel like one of the top 2 most entertaining series right after the Celtics game. I feel like it's a very evenly matched duo of teams going over there. Very evenly matched, and I feel like it's still very entertaining. So.
Okay. Well, when you do say evenly matched, do you think, with that being said, going back to Dallas, I think tomorrow, do you think that Dallas ties this up and this goes to the Game 7?
I feel like it could go to Game 7. I feel like they find a way and make this into a Game 7 series. I really do.
Okay. Mainly?
I mean, I think the most interesting thing out of this whole playoffs was the last weekend where we saw Philly and we saw this tie series up. We're like none of us thought that we were going to go in Monday with Phoenix Dallas tied up 2-2. And a couple things in this series. One, they started getting chippy the last game. And I thought it was interesting that, Luka, who nobody confuses Luka with being like one of the tough guys of the NBA, right?
Right.
Like no one looks at him and be like, yeah, he's somebody that wants to brawl with other people. He was in the tunnel walking out of that last game saying everybody chirping when they on top. He was talking a little bit of smack. Like he was like, okay, so you guys want to act tough. Just won that game. Okay, well, we'll see. So I think we're going to see a different little bit of Luke on this next game. So
Yeah.
I do agree with Shaq on that. But one thing that I'd like to talk about with that series is Chris Paul's family getting harassed courtside. I thought that was really interesting. But there's some things that aren't adding up with the video and what we're being told from the family. And I want to get your guys' take on this. Because you saw Chris Paul yelling at someone that looked like he was 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Did you guys see that video?
Yeah.
That kid looked like he was a few years older than my kid. And he looked really confused. I don't think he really understood what was happening. And you saw mom kind of walking him up or whatever. And that's the only video we really see, except you also see a kid at one of the family members on the shoulder. Then you had Chris Paul's mom doing an interview, and she said they were getting harassed by someone that was like overly drunk. Someone clearly inebriated. And I'm looking at the video and I'm looking at what they're saying, and I'm like, okay, so what was the harassment? Was it kids poking fun? Because that 15-year-old was not drunk. The kid I saw tapping someone on the shoulder was not drunk. So it seems really weird to me. Like it's just not all adding up. Like there's more to the story of what happened on the sidelines. What was it? Some kids playing some stupid crap, or was it some drunk ass adults
Yeah.
that were like picking some fights? And family saying one thing, the video saying another. I don't know. Like, what do you guys think about that?
I didn't see what the family had to say afterwards. I only saw the video, and the video that I saw, the kid's face was blurred out, so I I couldn't really tell for myself how old he was. But it seems like the common thought here is that he was very young. Uh, but anyway, regardless, I don't know. It just seems like people get carried away when they're at a game and they're close to the players and start running their mouth, whether it's the player themselves or the player's family. This is kind of the first time in a while, though, that I can think of like the player's family saying that they had a encounter like this. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like people feel a bit of whether it's liquid courage or internet courage when they go to a game, and whether it's somebody famous, the family or the player themselves, and they feel like they can say whatever they want because, again, either liquid courage or internet courage, and try and blow up.
I get that, but when I'm looking at the video, I see Chris Paul, who's a grown ass man, right? Threatening a 15 or 16-year-old. What is that kid doing? It's endangering lives. That's having a bad game, you fouled out of in the second quarter. Like, why are you trying to confront that person? Like, I think it's just really weird that you have a grown ass man that's very accomplished like Chris Paul trying to get into a physical altercation with somebody that's underage. That seemed really weird to me.
Yeah, like at me, I even find it like an issue you beefing with like a regular fan at the sidelines. Like, I understand that you have your patience, you're having a bad day, and you really want to bitch this person out for giving you a hard time as a random fan. But at the end of the day, you are kind of at work, at your job, trying to do what you're trying to do. Ignore this person, move on. You got shit to do and whatever. The beef, especially when you start making this person like a 15, 16-year-old kid on the sidelines. Like, what are they doing to you possibly for you to be over here really cussing out and trying this kid?
The only, because I understand exactly what both of you guys are saying, but it was his mom. Like, I could see why if he was under the impression that this kid was giving his mom a hard time, I could see why he might have kind of gone off the rails a little bit, especially since it was Mother's Day.
Okay, but in the same respect, if there was a 15 or 16-year-old giving my mom a hard time, I'd like, dude, chill out. I want this smoke. It's fine. But you're talking about, like, what was Chris Paul going to do? Was he actually going to hit this kid? Was he going
Probably not
to commit assault on a minor on national TV? No, he wasn't. His little small ass was just trying to act tough. The only way that it's valid, okay, the only way that Chris Paul coming at that kid is valid is if it was racially insensitive.
Yeah, maybe.
But that has not been anything that's come out. There were racially insensitive remarks made. Now, if a 15 to 16-year-old is making racial remarks towards my mom, and let's say I'm Chris Paul and I'm black, I might be cool putting on an orange jumpsuit. I'm gonna whoop your ass because no one's gonna talk that way to my mom.
Yeah, I was gonna say my thing about that. I just put in a situation if me in public seeing some like 15, 16-year-old kid talking shit to my mother in public, it's like, where your mom at? Where your parents at?
Right,
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like I really want to cuss you out, but at the same time, I'm not being caught in public cussing out like a 15-year-old kid. Where your parents
But you don't have to be held back by your teammates and coaches. Like Chris Paul was about ready to do another mouse in the palace.
That's the only thing I don't agree with. I am not about to get in a physical altercation with like a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah,
like, what are you doing, man?
Like you were saying, Malin, like the whole, it definitely seems like it's not adding up. It seems like there's some more that we're missing here because even with it being his mom and whatever, it wouldn't make sense for him to be that like trying to get at him after the game for a teenager. Like it's probably something else that we're missing here.
If at worst they were saying your son sucks, okay? If they're doing that, okay, well that's the cost of you having an NBA son,
Yeah,
who's an
that's
all-star, who's a great at an opposing arena.
right. You're at a game.
You're
Like,
you're
that's how it
going to
works.
get that. Okay, I wouldn't consider that being harassed.
No,
Okay,
not at all.
because they don't even have to know that you're Chris Paul's mom, and she could be sitting anywhere, and she's gonna hear nothing but Chris Paul sucks ass from the entire crowd at Dallas. Okay, that's just what's gonna happen. And you know what? He was sucking ass that game. He was.
Was. He was
How
not
do you
playing
foul
well.
out in the second quarter of an NBA game?
Which is probably
You
added to why he was so off the
you
rails.
you have to try to foul out. Like there had to have been something in the locker room that he wanted to go eat or snack on so bad. He was like, you know what? I don't even want to play. Like y'all got a good spread in there. I need to chomp down on that. But I don't know. There's just no video evidence of a bunch of like drunken adults
Yeah.
vocally or physically harassing the family.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just why it just seems weird to me. It just seems weird. And I don't think we'll ever get the full story, but it is just not adding up because nobody on the tape is old enough to be drinking.
Right.
So I don't know. But I still think that it's probably going to go 7 games.
Right.
Series.
Now that we spent
Probably.
15 minutes on CP3's family, last but certainly not least as far as the series go, Philly and Miami. What do you guys think about where this is at? Philly took control of this last night. Joel Embiid. People are saying maybe he's in his feelings. That's why he had such a bad game, and just kind of seems to be out of it. But where do you guys stand right now as this goes back to Philly for Game 6? Is that right? Game 6?
Yeah. I see Miami finishing this series off right here, just trying to get it
In
over.
Philly. Oh,
Yeah, I see them
Okay.
going to Philly, finally taking over this series. It wasn't exactly a great performance by Embiid or Harden, I would like to say, coming into this series for people really trying to like stay in the game. So I see them going to Philly, taking the game over, not winning by a lot, but like coming down to last second, just really showing through. Butler having a
Similar to
great
how
game.
Boston just lost.
To a degree. I hate to say that. I'm bringing up a sore subject. You brought it up, not me. But like I see Butler once again balling out, having another close to the 40-point game, really getting in there, trying to help out, and be coming through an easy squeak through, winning Philly to end the series.
You think Butler needs to have a 35, 40-point game to close this out?
I think Butler needs to ball out. For us to win it at Philly, I think Butler needs to ball out, have a 35, 40-point game for us to really close the deal. If he doesn't perform, it's going to a Game 7 back to Game 7.
Okay.
So Butler needs to really perform and really set the tone for this game.
I feel that. Mainland?
I mean, this year's really boring until the weekend. I don't think anyone really thought that Philly was going to tie it up before they just fell asleep and let Miami kind of manhandle them a little bit. One thing that I would like to point out, and I'm not going to give my ride or die in 25 prediction yet, even though we're giving out a lot of predictions before we even do it. And I'm writing them all down, Shaq, so don't you pick any different than what you've already been talking. I'll call your ass out on it. Miami averages in the playoffs 22 less points a game on the road. And Philly averages 15 points more a game at home. So that's just something that's it's a little strange. Miami's playing really poorly away. Philly's playing really good at home. But I really did not expect Embiid to be as much of a factor in games 3 as far as he was. And it was kind of shocking to see just how lackadaisical he was in game 5. And I know we're going to talk about the MVP voting and all that, and I really don't think that really had too much to do with it. But just to see him just kind of going through the motions in game 5, which is a pivotal game in a series, was kind of weird to me. But I really do think that the Miami-Philly game, even though Philly kind of tied it up, I still feel that it's the most boring series in the whole playoffs. Because I think everyone knew from the get-go who was going to win that series. I mean, I don't know. Am I wrong? You're laughing, but am I wrong? Like,
No,
everyone
you're
thought that
not.
Miami was going to win that series, right, guys?
There's a reason. If you look at the broadcasters that are assigned to each of these series,
Exactly.
there's a reason that TNT gave. I don't even know their names. That's kind of what I'm trying to say here. Like, no offense to them, but it's just not very entertaining. Even when the series got tied up, it was like, I still don't believe Philly's going to do anything with this. And, here we are. The Sixers have kind of shown that they are exactly who we all knew they were in the first place. Embiid will do his thing. Malin, I agree with you. I don't think that the MVP thing had anything to really do with how he performed. I think Miami just gave it to him, and it was simple as that.
Harden has scored 4 points in the second half. 4 points. 3 out of 4 games before game 5. So no, I lied. 4 out of 5 games. 4 points or less in the second half of a game. Scored 18 points. Game 4. That was the only game that Harden was even a factor.
Right.
In the second half of any of these games. Some stupid ass team is going to give him a big contract next year. If it's Philly, I'm going to laugh my ass off. But somebody is going to pay him $200 million in some sort of stupid ass deal. Because that man's really great at nightclubs and not taking care of his body. But that's what they're going to do. I mean, listen, during 2 years ago in the bubble, the man was averaging 35 points a game in the playoffs. And now he's averaging 8 points in the second half of the playoff series in the second round. It's insane.
Yeah.
The drop off that he's having.
It doesn't make any sense. I think that game 4 was just kind of an anomaly. Like, he was due one of those games, but now it's like, come on, don't be fooled. I was not expecting him to keep that up, or he was suddenly going to turn it on. Like, no.
Game 4 for Harden was like someone that's been in a coma for 8 years in the hospital, and they randomly wake up for 18 minutes, and people think, oh, they might turn a corner, and then they fall back into a coma again and they die. Like, that's what James Harden. That's what his game 4 was. Like, he's still going to die, people. Like, it's not gonna. He's not coming back to form. It's not happening. Don't be fooled.
Realistic analogy there. Last but not least, before we go to a break, do you guys still stand by your pick? I think we all had the same conference final picks of Phoenix, Golden State, Miami, and Boston. Am I wrong on any of those for you guys?
No, that was it.
Do you guys still stand by those picks right now?
Still gonna happen. Golden State's gonna take care of Memphis. Phoenix is still gonna end up taking care of Dallas. Might be game 7 because Luka's a little angry right now. When Luka gets mad, I don't know what happens. He might call somebody, and the mafia might kill somebody. And then Miami's still gonna go to conference finals, and I think that Boston is about to break an antler off of a buck and stick it up Gianta's ass. and beat them the next 2 games. So because they didn't even have any business winning this last game, they're gonna buck the Bucks in the next 2 games. We're fucking going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
I stand by it. I think
Heat.
the only questionable factor would be the Celtics, but I feel like they can still find a way to put it.
There we go.
You dogged out the Heat for the first few minutes of the show, and I still stand by the Celtics. I just say if there's any team to be questionable on like getting there, it would be them. But they, like you said, they do have the hardest journey. I feel like to get to where they need to be, but like
not everybody can bear this cross, Shaq.
No. I will agree that it is the hardest journey.
Exactly.
Some people are going to get to the Eastern Conference Finals without having to bear a cross.
It's okay.
Some people are going to have to carry it the whole time.
Not bear a flower.
Look, all I'm saying is that some of us are used to bearing heavy objects like my forehead, so it's okay. We used to it. It's what we got.
You know what? We need to start having a segment every week where we pray for Shaq's neck. Because
his neck and his shoulders.
Those
are some strong.
That's carrying a load.
Strong.
We probably do need to do that. No, Shaq isn't wrong. I give him crap. Yes, the Celtics do have the toughest hill to climb because seriously, because out of all the teams we're talking about, they're the only one down 2-3 right now, right?
Yeah.
So they do have the toughest hill to climb. Should be up 3-2 if Smart could catch a rebound or not be the first option. 11 seconds left in the game.
Annoys me so much.
Cute.
We should not be in this fucking situation right now. We really shouldn't be. But anyway, I agree.
Zach just over here opening wounds. They're wounds that should be open. I'll give them that.
Yes, it happened like 30 minutes ago.
Yes, I agree. I think I'm sticking with my guns. I say that it is still the same conference finals as we said. G Money says it will be Philly. He's talking about James Harden. It will be Philly paying him just that. Just like it will be Brooklyn extending Kyrie. That's why both teams have sucked forever. I could see Philly extending James Harden. Like I could definitely see that.
But we are going to talk about Kyrie in the news, right?
Yeah, he's coming up in just a little while here.
We got to talk about Kyrie. That man's a trip.
With that being said, we're going to go to a break, and we come back. We've got a little bit of news. We, of course, have What's Up With That.
Oh, I have What's Up With That for y'all.
And then we have the Ride or Die in 25, which is actually only 3 games this week. So we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys at 2 a.m. See you in a little while.
Peace.
Feel it with the fears in my head. Can't get it out of my mind. I hear what never was said. I feel the unknown with the fears in my head. They attach, they latch. I got a brand new batch. They don't lack, that's facts. No slack. Pimp tight, attached from the inside. They'll fuck up any kind of night. They'll fuck up any kind of vibe. Playing tricks with your mind. I cannot get it over.
and you don't.
I will show. How about this? Here's my bet. I will show up to the bar with the Juju jersey. If we win, I will give it to you, and you have to wear the Juju jersey on the show next Wednesday if the Steelers win.
But Shaq cannot take the jersey off at any point during the game.
That's fair.
fair
On
enough.
the whole game.
They bring 5. Smith goes sideline. It's caught by Miles, who lost the football, and it's recovered by Sweet. Inbounds with the clock running and no timeouts, and they scramble to kill it. Down to 3 and 2. They line up with 1.
Yeah, pretty freaking plain.
I'm chucking this shit into Del Mabry.
How can you not see that there is 1 second on the clock? This is emotional. Boy, you better spike the shit out of this, Gino. Oh, what? What do you mean, what's left? There was... No, he thought we were friends. Hey, folks, let's get up. We ain't done yet. Come on. Get off the bar.
I respect your attitude here.
We'll be quiet.
No, it's great. You're laughing and having a good time.
He's the one drinking beer. I'm drinking water.
Did you know AFR is also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts? Click the first link in the description below to listen to the most recent episode of the show.
8 fans fell out of the stands as Jalen Hurts is walking into the tunnel. I will just preface this by saying all those people were just fine, no serious injuries. They were all right, but goddamn, that was funny to watch.
Fortunately, knowing how the Eagles fans are built, the last thing you should do is lean to the body weight against anything.
First of all, you got to be a real diehard Eagles fan to be reaching out that far to get a high five from Jalen Hurts. Like I said, is only averaging 188 yards passing the game. Okay, I'm just saying.
Live chat here, TW1. I swear, y'all come out of fucking potholes like cockroaches. Steady Eagles haters. We aren't going to win the Super Bowl, but we might win the wild card.
What does
maybe.
What does that matter? What does that matter?
TW1, 50% of teams have a shot at winning the wild card. Maybe.
I swear to God, these Eagles fans just really be riding whatever wave they can catch. They're going to catch a rip off a puddle that would rhyme it.
I love how we're not even talking about the Eagles right now.
Yes,
Fuck you even find this, bro.
He's like, we're talking about the other team in Pennsylvania, people.
First question. Who is currently leading the NFL in reception yards?
I'm going with Arizona.
I'm a player. Sorry, player.
Larry. I'm going with Larry.
Larry who?
Fitzgerald.
Oh my God. No.
Currently.
He's not still in the Arizona Cardinals? Where's he at?
Cooper.
Just drink.
Oh, okay.
Which current quarterback that is actively playing has thrown the most interceptions so far this season?
Heineke.
No. Okay, no. It's Mahomes and Zach Wilson. Dang it.
Really?
Yes.
Drink. You deserve that L. Do it.
Your head coach, Ron Rivera, he won a Super Bowl in the 80s as a part of what team?
Fuck it, Michigan.
No.
Wait.
NFL.
NFL, my guy. NFL.
Oh. Oakland Raiders.
It was a good guess.
That's good. It was Washington, wasn't it?
It was the Bears, actually.
Oh, the Bears. Okay.
Which current running back, has the most yards at the first initial contact?
Jesus.
45 seconds. What was your
You were wiping your forehead. Don't worry about it.
What they got to do with me?
Henry.
Does me wiping my forehead change time?
It does, because that's like a time zone.
Who was our quarterback at Washington or Redskins? He was the first black quarterback on the Washington football team.
Why are you asking me this? Oh my God. Jason Campbell.
No.
Hell no. I want to see the first black quarterback.
Nigga, you black and ain't that?
The first black quarterback was watching football. Or
Doug Williams is just as black. Ryan knows he needs some water.
If Ryan makes you do the entirety of this show, give him a medal award for it.
I mean, listen, hey, he thought that Fitzgerald was still playing, so.
Not just still playing, but had no.
At an all-pro level.
Remember to follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at AFR Sports. That's at AFR Sports. Now back to the show with your hosts Jalen, Shaquille, and Malin.
Maybe I should go to an AA meeting. I don't know.
Welcome back to the show, folks. Welcome back to your favorite show on the internet. We want to thank you all for sticking around for another great second half of your favorite show on the internet. Mainland Shaq, how was your break?
Good. If you want to get a moment of silence for my neck and my shoulders, as y'all say, it is a segment, so.
Hey, Shaq, how old are you?
28.
I guarantee you, his neck and shoulders, the neck and shoulders of a 55-year-old with the weight they've been having to carry. So.
I was prepared to give a moment of silence, and instead,
transition that to
it's
a
going to
joke.
be in a neck break. Man's going to be in a neck brace the rest of his life after 10 years. Look like a goddamn giraffe.
Doctor's like, you got a Benjamin Button shoulders and neck.
You got, what are you, Benjamin Button disease? What's going on?
Remember what I told you, though, Shaq. Never know where you're going until you get there. All right. Let's go.
All right. Folks, we are coming right back into the second half.
A lot has changed since y'all saw us 7 minutes ago.
With the news for the week.
Today's top stories and breaking news.
All right. So, for the news this week, we are going to start off.
Oh,
yeah, you're right. Every single week. Every week.
The last one, he needs to be taking one and advising one.
We're going to find out. Let's do it.
What is on your hand, Malin? What's on your hand?
It's a tattoo. No, it's not. It's a sticker that my son on my hand from Ryan's World. All of you know what Ryan's World is. You might, because you're a father. But it's a kid that started doing tour reviews on YouTube, and he's a multimillionaire now, and he's 11 years old. So that should make all of us feel bad about our own life decisions.
Well, good for Ryan.
Yeah, good for Ryan. Well, no, fuck Ryan. That's some bullshit. You should not be able to be a multi-millionaire at 11 years old.
I tell you this, Shaquille's world doesn't entail $11 million.
And my kids bother me every week to go to Walmart to spend $40 a pop for some dumbass, stupid Chinese-made toys based off of Ryan's World. So Ryan's World can actually kiss my ass. I don't even know why I have this. You know, I'm about to take this goddamn sticker off. It's cute when you put it on there, but that's fucking dumb. So, it's just one more thing to make me mad. Take a shot, goddamn it. Let's get into the news. I was gonna take a shot. I already took my shot. We gotta get into the news here.
Check.
All right. Well,
get the first
while Jalen composes himself, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the news, people.
Oh my god!
For the Joker won the MVP.
Okay. News of the
all
week.
reasons passing all understanding.
First news of the week.
No one really understands.
Try. Joker wins MVP for the second consecutive season. What is y'all's opinion on this man winning MVP?
A couple things. First of all, it's the fourth year in a row an international player has won the MVP, which is crazy. Is like you would think that basketball is just exploding internationally, even though it's not even holding a candle to the NFL or ball soccer, whatever you want to call it. But an international player has won the MVP 4 years in a row. Now, when I first heard the news that the Joker, who I don't know if he has an issue with the skin or not, but whenever this man starts running up and down a court, half his skin turns red. I don't know.
Serbian pig.
Not every white person has this issue. I don't know if it's he's Serbian, Russian. I don't know if he's not used heat. I don't know what it is. But he seems to turn half red throughout the course of an NBA game. So that in and of itself is weird. He should probably see a dermatologist about that because that's really weird. Plenty of white guys playing the NBA and they're not turning red. They're not literally changing color throughout the course of a game. So you should probably figure that out. But I thought that Embiid should have won MVP. It's my thought.
Even the rest of
whole
America.
time. The Embiid, he should have won it.
Except the voting
But
committee, of
then,
course.
okay, but when I looked at stats, okay, now we're not taking the playoffs into consideration when it comes to MVP voting, right? We're taking regular season votes, right? And you would like to think that the Joker is as valuable to his team as Embiid is to his team, right? Like if you took one of them away, both teams would be in the gutter with fish heads, right? Like we can all agree on that. Okay, so points per game. Joker 31, Embiid 30. Okay. Rebounds. Joker 13.2, Embiid 11. Assists. Joker 5.8, Embiid 4. Block shots. Joker 1.6, Embiid 1.5. And Joker played more games than Embiid did. So if we can both agree that both teams would be hot garbage if either player wasn't playing in the regular season, and then you look at the stats and he had a slight edge on Embiid on every single stat, and I can't be that mad at the outcome.
Right.
First, I was really mad until I looked at the stats. And then when I looked at the stats, I was like, okay, whatever. But the Nuggets haven't done any. The only reason why I think people are upset about it is that the Nuggets haven't done anything on the playoffs the last 2 years.
Right.
But it's supposed to be a regular season award. If you take the playoffs out of it, you can understand why he won it, is all I'm saying. But I still think Embiid should have won it. Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I also think Embiid should have won it. And like this, I mean, we can't always play on what ifs. We can never do that. But like you also said, Joker played more games than Embiid did. And we got playing the what if factor if Embiid and Joker played the same amount of games this season on if Embiid would have been able to close certain gaps in certain stats or whatever. So you can never know if Embiid really could have done better. I personally believe for full season, both of them were able to play a full season, Embiid would have done a better job per se, and I like him better than the Joker. But like, that's just my opinion. But like, good for him, 2 years consecutive. But I would much prefer to see Embiid win this than the Joker.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I thought Embiid was gonna get it, but here we are. I don't have a problem with the Joker getting it because, Malin just laid out all the stats. He deserves it without a doubt. It wasn't like, they just pulled somebody out of the left field here. So,
I'd just say this. Can we not say the last 2 years that the Joker won it because he was the most healthy though? Like, should there not be an asterisk on this? Like, he is the weakest two-time MVP, especially two-time back-to-back MVP in NBA history. Like, there are so many other better NBA players playing in the NBA right now. The only reason why he's won it the last 2 years is because he was more healthy than anybody else over the last 2 years. Like, can we at least agree on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the best ability is availability at the end of the day.
I mean, I don't know. He's not even in my top 5 best players in the NBA right now. But he's won he's won the MVP 2 years in a row. But he's not only mine and yours and Shaq's, and we're not even professionals talking about this. He's in nobody's top 5. Stephen A. Smith gets paid how many $20 million a year to talk about nothing. He's not even in his top 5. Like he's in nobody's top 5 NBA talented player right now. Yet he's won the MVP 2 years in a row, and that's why I think the NBA MVP is a joke. I really think it is, because there's no reason why Michael Jordan did not win it 75% of the time, 75% of the years that he played. He's a 5-time winner. Only won it 5 times, yet he won 6 NBA championships, 6 Finals MVPs.
Yeah.
Okay? LeBron James has owned this league since he joined it. Right? He's only won it 4 times. The voters are freaking ridiculous. They stop voting for people because they think, oh, like they have fatigue voting for people. So the best players don't know. Oh, the biggest flaw in the MVP voting. How many MVPs did Kobe Bryant win? You guys know?
2? 1?
1.
Yeah,
1. Kobe Bryant, in the entirety of his NBA career, won the MVP 1 time. That should tell you just how much of a fallacy it is with the MVP voting. It doesn't mean anything anymore. It hasn't for 30 years. Ridiculous. The best player does not always win the MVP.
Kind of the dunk contest is one of those things that have faded off and doesn't truly have the same effect and meaning as it has in the past. Unfortunately, we all could probably disagree for the past 5 years, probably, on who should have won MVP and who should have gotten it. I would like to say the past 5-6 years, you all could probably disagree or battled who should have won MVP or not. But unfortunately, people like to play in fairness and
right.
No, if you want to stop them from winning MVP, y'all should probably play better than the person who keeps winning it. Just my opinion.
I could make a case right now, and we don't have enough time to get into it. The stats, I looked it up. That Michael Jordan would be a 10-time NBA MVP. LeBron James should be an 11-time NBA MVP, being the best player on the court they're playing. It's ridiculous. Like they give it to other people in random years because they don't actually want to keep loading up the accolades on people. It's a joke. And the fact that the Joker has won it the last 2 years is symbolic of what the award actually is now. It's just a joke. It really is. Because he hasn't been the best player in the NBA the last 2 years. Hasn't been. He's not the most talented, but he's won it the last 2 years. I don't know. I don't have more time to go into it, but I just think it's asinine. I think that the voters are just out of their fucking minds with what they're doing.
Moving into some football news here before we go back into basketball. So this came out yesterday. Tom Brady will be Fox's lead NFL analyst as soon as he's done playing football. So whenever he retires, he's already agreed to be on Fox. 10 years, $375 million Tom Brady already setting up his post-playing career. What do you guys think about TB12 going to Fox after he's done playing?
I just don't see him having a personality for broadcasting per se at this moment in time.
Really?
I think his his knowledge of football is gonna be great and it's gonna be wonderful, but like when it comes to like just sitting down and listening to him talk about like things, I don't find it's gonna be entertaining. It's like we found the Manning brothers to be entertaining and people like that to be entertaining, but I don't think Tom Brady's gonna be as entertaining to sit down and listen to personality wise. But like his knowledge is gonna be very informative, but like when it comes to the regular viewer trying to listen to football and trying to listen to this, it's not going to drag anybody in. I feel like he got it purely based off of him being the GOAT of, and then him having like all this knowledge for being here for the beginning of time of football. But like personality, I don't see him being a great. I'm gonna sit down and listen to this man talking about football endlessly. That's just my opinion. But
I'll have to disagree with you with you, Shaq. If the only thing we ever saw about Tom Brady was that him playing with the Patriots, I would agree with you on the personality. He does not have the personality to do it, right? But we have seen him come out of his shell over the last 2 years with the Bucks.
That's the Tampa
He's actually pretty hilarious. Well, it's what happens when you get away from Bill Belichick.
When you let your hair down.
Like he's actually pretty funny. And his Instagram posts are great. And anybody that can get as drunk as Tom Brady and throw the Super Bowl trophy from one boat to another is funny enough to call games. I will say that. Now, after saying that, I will say this, that we just can't get rid of this man. He's been in the NFL for 21 years. He's about to play a 22nd year. And now he signs a 10-year contract from when he retires. He might play 25 years. Nobody actually knows at this point. We don't even know if it's actually Tom Brady. He might actually be a cyborg from Skynet and Terminator and going to kill everybody. And they might have replaced him like 5 years ago because there's really no reason to believe how somebody at his age is still able to play at the caliber he's playing. But we can't get rid of Tom Brady. So for the last 21 years, I've had to put up with Tom Brady playing football on Sundays. I'm going to have to put up with it for a 22nd year, him playing football on Sundays. And then if he retires this year, I have to put up with him commentating NFL games for another decade. Okay? So that means that I will be 51 years old. This man will have been occupying my Sundays for 31 of the 51 years that I've been on this earth. Like,
jeez,
we can't get rid of him. Now, beyond that, let's talk about the fact that he's going to make more money commenting on the game of football for 10 years than he ever did playing the game for 22 years when he won 7 Super Bowls.
Yep.
Let's talk about that stat for a second, because you're going to pay him $375 million 10 years, right? You know what that equals out to? You know what he's getting paid every Sunday when he's commenting on the game? $2.2 million per weekend. Okay? Because a man's going to fly in on a private jet like a Thursday or a Friday. He's going to do some interviews. He's going to comment on the game. He's going to fly out with a private jet. So he's going to make $2.2 million over 3 days, 10 years.
Crazy.
Okay? Want to know what he did over his NFL career? He after this last year, his 22nd year in the NFL, he will have made $317,674,000 playing in the NFL for 22 seasons. That equals out to $895,000 a game. So he's literally taking snaps on a Sunday. His head could be taken off. Or he could fumble a ball against the Raiders and it being ruled a tuck rule. Or beating my Seahawks in the Super Bowl. He's making $897,000 a game.
That's crazy.
Over his NFL career. He's actually, if you count the playoffs, $1.2 million a career. So what's really because he's played like 2 NFL seasons worth the playoffs because the Patriots always made the fucking playoffs. So, shut up, Jalen. So anyways, he's literally going to be doubling the amount of money he makes just talking about football over 10 years over what he did playing football over 22 years. That is insane. He's never even called a game yet. Yet that's already in the books.
Yeah. Shaq, he did bring up a pretty interesting point of how interesting he's going to be. I don't know. Like, I didn't really think about that until you said it, but G Money says, I don't think he'll be any different personality-wise than Romo or Aikman. Yeah, I think at best he'd be like Tony Romo or Troy Aikman in the booth, but yeah, I don't see him being much better than them as far as that personality goes.
Well, I will say, I think he'll be more funny. I think he'll be more funny in the booth. Okay. But everyone is marveled at Tony Romo over the last few years of being able to predict what's going to happen before it happens, right?
Right.
Okay. Is there a smarter person in the NFL right now than Tom Brady?
Yeah, I mean,
do you think he's not? Yeah. Do you think he's not going to be able to see an offense and defense lined up and not tell you what's going to happen before it happens? Like, he's going to be better than Tony Romo. What Tony Romo does best,
right?
I do. I do
like
think
X's
that.
and O's, he'll be they'll be the best out there without a doubt because he's Tom Brady. It's just personality wise, I don't know if he'll be.
He's hilarious. He's not. He's not Peyton Manning with the funny,
right?
But the man got so drunk he threw a Super Bowl trophy to another boat. Like, he literally took the Lombardi and threw it to another boat. Like, that man has crazy in him that we didn't get to see for 20 years.
He does.
The Patriots, because of Bill Belichick and his cut-off hoodie, whatever the fuck that is. I don't know why that was ever a thing. Like, it's a hoodie for a reason. Keep the sleeves. You're in New England. What the fuck are you trying to prove? Anyways, Tom Brady's funny. He has great Instagram posts. Like, he has a great personality. I think he'll be better than what Tony Romo is now. I just don't know that it's worth $2.2 million.
Yeah.
Week.
Probably
but
not.
You know what? Apparently Fox has money. And they're willing to spend it.
Yeah. As we move into the next segment, I would like to mention that as we all pick the Warriors to close this out tonight, they're getting blown out by 34 points right now in third quarter.
What? In the third quarter?
Yeah.
They are getting their lunch eaten entirely right now. So
that makes me mad that Shaq picked the same thing as me.
I picked before you.
Usually
had the
my
opportunity
downfall.
to change
no,
your mind.
You know what? No, shut up, Shaq. I went 3-2 last week, and that was the first time that I lost in 2 picks in 1 week since March 16th, and I entirely blame Shaq.
All right.
It's his fault.
Next piece of news here. We are going to go back to the NBA, and we are going to go with the Lakers. You know, the Lakers are just a staple of After Further Review. Jeannie Buss did an interview recently talking about the season that the Lakers just had, and she was expressing her disappointment with the outcome of this Laker team. And a quote that came out of that interview was, "When you spend that kind of money on the luxury tax, you expect to go deep in the playoffs." Jeannie Buss basically saying, "Hey, I very vocal in saying I was not happy with how that season ended up with what we put in money wise to get the result that we did." What do you guys think about Jeannie Buss expressing her heart on this interview?
I mean, I agree. We all expected. I mean, not all of us, but people expected that you're gonna go out and get all these so-called superstars for your team. It's like, okay, at least be a playoff caliber team, and we'll see where we go from there. But for you not to even make playoffs, it's kind of like, what are y'all doing with yourselves? How y'all gonna go out and do all this, get AD, Russ, and LeBron, and then still not even perform to even make playoffs? On top of that, barely even get anywhere relevant in regular season.
Do you think, with her saying that, like, she expected more and was disappointed, do you feel like it's like, yeah, she has every right to be disappointed, or do you think, hey, I mean, like, you own the team, you are kind of at blame for this, or do you think it's like, yeah, they didn't make the playoffs, I understand why you're disappointed?
I mean, I understand why you're disappointed. It's like we expect like there's so many factors play into it. Of course, Russ being Russ, people kind of assume that kind of risk factor if he might resort back to his play style. I think people are hoping that LeBron would be LeBron and kind of straighten that out and hopefully be the leader that he would be. That never worked out. People knew that AD was injury prone, but hoping that maybe that would be different this year for some odd reason. That he would play more games, become of a better factor, but that homeboy played like 20 games for the season, didn't do much. There's like all these factors that you can't really play into that you were just hoping that would turn out for the best. So it's like as an owner or whatever, or coach or whatever you want to say, it's like you always take risk and hope for the best. So you can't necessarily hate her for taking a risk of doing these, bringing these pieces together in hopes that if each person played like they're supposed to, this is easily another all-star team. If Russ learns to straighten out his mind, he's like, maybe I shouldn't be throwing up all these shots and should learn to play like a team sport. LeBron be the facilitator, which he did become the facilitator like he did. AD becoming healthy. This is easily top tier team in the NBA, but like, of course, that didn't happen. So you can't necessarily. I would hate like you blame her, but at the same time, it's kind of like if it worked out, she would have been the mastermind.
Genius.
Yeah.
G Money is saying maybe she should have been more involved in not giving up everything for Westbrook.
Okay. Talk about it. First of all, Shaq, I want to commend you because that is the nicest thing that you have ever said about the Lakers in 84 episodes. So we need to give you a golf clap here because that was, I know that took a lot. You probably pop some blood vessels in that big ass head of yours to even do it. But I want to commend you that you did it. Now, let's talk about this interview for a second. Okay. So this is a woman. Now, let's not forget the fact she complained about spending money on the luxury tax, right? It's about you're the Lakers.
Yeah.
Lakers. You should be spending over the luxury tax every year especially if you have someone like LeBron James. Someone like LeBron James, you should be spending over the luxury tax every year, not complaining about it. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the fact that this woman looks like she's 30 years younger right now. You saw her in this interview. When I looked at it, I was like, shit, this is her in 1998. But no, this is her in 2022. So she probably spent over the luxury tax to look the way she does right now. But beyond that, let's talk about the interview a little bit. So she complained about the fact that she is the one that's fully in charge of the Lakers. The buck stops with her. She has the last say. Yet all she has done is feed to local media outlets that they blame LeBron James for picking up Russell Westbrook. Okay? Let's talk about that for a second. You say that you're the one in charge, that you're the one running the team, yet you want to blame a player how you constructed last year's roster. Okay? That in and of itself makes you incompetent as an owner. Okay? You don't get to blame a player. When you have Palenka as a GM, you don't get to just blame the player for who's on the roster. If you're the one saying you're the one in charge, because clearly you're not, because you're leaking to everybody else that you're blaming LeBron James and his camp. That Westbrook is only a Laker because of him. That you wanted DeRozan, LeBron wanted Westbrook. They got Westbrook. Well, if you're really the one in charge, then the Lakers would have had DeRozan, and they probably would be playing in the playoffs right now. So maybe you're just a stupid owner. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe all the plastic surgery got to your head. I'm not going. I'm not going to make accusations. I'm just going to summarize my thoughts. Then you get into the fact that they started questioning her on the payroll of people in that organization. You know that there is somebody that gets paid $5 million a year in the front office, acclimate people to LA. This has been Jeannie Buss's friend 30 years. I'm not going to say her name because I don't want to air dirty laundry, but I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there. That maybe when somebody like Westbrook gets signed to LA, he doesn't need somebody to show him around town and show him the best places to dine and where he can find the best houses. Maybe Westbrook has enough money where he can figure that out on his own. I don't know. I'm just gonna go ahead and theorize. I'm gonna throw it out there in the wind. Somebody to think that maybe somebody with the money that Westbrook has can go ahead and decide that on his own. So she's literally paying her friend $5 million a year for the last 30 years. Help acclimate people to LA. Like they're not going to get screwed with LA taxes anyways. But she's going to complain about the fact that Westbrook's on the team, try to say that she's the one in charge, yet don't want to blame LeBron what they did over the last offseason. Like what is it? Like whose team is it? Like what are we doing? And then she gets Magic Johnson to go on TV. She gets Magic Johnson to go on TV and chastise LeBron James and blame him for the current state of the Lakers. Even though Magic Johnson left the Lakers because he knew that Jeannie Buss didn't know what the fuck she was doing in the first place and didn't want to be a part of the organization. Like they are the reason why there are laws that family members cannot marry each other and have incest babies. Like that is what the Lakers are right now. When you look at the Lakers, they are an incest organization.
Unless they're from Florida.
100%. They are because they only listen to people that played for the Lakers or coached the Lakers. Phil Jackson, Magic Johnson, anyone that was ever a legend with the Lakers. They don't listen to anybody else. And then they go out there and they blame the best player that they have. It's the only reason why they were relevant in the first place and won their 17th championship that tied with Boston. That still pisses me off that they're tied with Boston for championships. But like, I don't know. Like Jeannie Buss is out of her goddamn mind. whole interview was just fucking stupid. I don't know. What are your thoughts, Jalen?
I don't have much more to add to this. Like he said at the end there, the fact that they seem to only talk amongst themselves, as in Lakers themselves, is primarily their issue. Like they fail to modernize or just like get out of their own heads. Like it's like, all right, you know, LeBron, what should we do? Let's go to Phil Jackson. What should we do? Rambis, what should we do? James Worthy, what should we do? Like, it's always the same, just recycling the same. It's like, all right, if you want something to change, you should probably stop doing the same damn thing. And this is just another example of that at the end of the day.
I would also like to point out that throughout the last, 14 years, LeBron James has done like 1 to 2 year deals, right? So that he can dictate what happens on the team. Okay? If he's not happy, he can leave. The moment that he signs a long-term contract with the Lakers, he can't just say, well, I'm going to leave if you guys don't do what makes me happy. All of a sudden, the team turns to shit. And yes, he was the one that probably wanted Russell Westbrook. It was a bad move. Like, that is a stain on LeBron. Like, yeah, you probably shouldn't have wanted him. DeRozan would have been a lot better, right? But LeBron James was saying, hey, listen, get Westbrook out of here. Get us, was it Wall? And from Houston?
Yeah,
from
Houston.
Houston.
Yeah, John Wall.
A Wall. It's a deadline. And LA was like, no, you got to lie in the bed you made. It's like, well, again, who's running the team?
Right.
Like,
right.
Like, what are you doing? Like, that's a dumb move. So I don't know. So the moment that LeBron James over the last 12 years signs a long-term deal, all of a sudden the team goes to shit and he's not actually able to dictate things. It's more of a stain on the Lakers than it is really on him.
Yeah, it is. All right, last part of the news here. So Kyrie was kind of getting sick and tired of people in his Twitch chat clowning him for being at home during the playoffs, and basically called. So this is where I don't know how the story got twisted that he was calling Celtic fans specifically cockroaches. To me, it just seemed like he was just calling trolls on the internet cockroaches, like people who were constantly just on his ass, telling him you're at home, you're House Cancun, X, Y, and Z. Like, I didn't take it so much as he was addressing Boston fans specifically, but more so just people who were annoying him. But yeah, what do you guys think about him calling out cockroaches in his Twitch chat?
More power to him. You got all these people who are working a regular 9 to 5, making fun of you, who's still making millions of dollars to be at home per se.
Yeah,
trying to make fun of you and tell you shit. It's like at the end of the day, it's whatever. The same people who gotta go work tomorrow, Monday morning at 9 a.m. sharp and do their regular job. So
yeah, it is.
Okay.
I am kind of with Shaq on this one. Like, if you weren't watching him right now, he probably wouldn't be on Twitch if he had 0 viewers.
Exactly.
I get what you're saying, Shaq. Okay. But anyone that's bad at their job gets talked about, right? So, like, our jobs, I'm not going to talk about what we do for a living, but if you have somebody at your work who's a fucking idiot and believes that the world is flat and thinks that they should only have to work half the days that everybody else does and then doesn't necessarily show up when it really matters, people at a workplace are probably going to talk about you, right? Usually happens like day in and day out at everyone's like normal 9 to 5 jobs, right?
Yeah.
Happens, right? Okay. So the fact that you make millions of dollars in another business is a little bit irrelevant. Okay? So just because you have a skill set that other people don't have, you make a little bit more money, doesn't mean that you're excused from people pointing out your flaws. In fact, when you make the amount of money that some people make, you have flaws, it makes it easier for people to point out those flaws. Okay? So then you have Kyrie, and you know what? Like, maybe he's played with Kevin Durant a little bit too long because they're both a little bit too into their feelings and what other people think. And when you're on a Twitch and then you just start dogging people, why do you care? First of all, why do you care what other people say? If you're so well off and you're so good in your life, you make everything that you're doing, you're better than everybody else. This is what he wanted everyone to think. Why do you care what other people think? Why do you have to acknowledge it? And now he did say Boston fans during his little rant, Jalen.
Oh, he specifically said that.
Yeah.
Okay.
He specifically said Boston fans. And then he mentioned them being cockroaches or whatever. So, you know, like, always gonna have people that talk crap about you no matter where you are on the pecking ladder, right? Like, no matter where you are in life, someone's gonna talk about you, right? I don't know. I just think that for somebody, the amount of talent that he hasn't lived up to that talent. Hasn't. And there's a reason why people say the things they do about him. Would anyone ever talk about Kobe Bryant the way they talk about Kyrie Irving?
No.
No? Okay. Here's another one. This one was over injury. Do you ever hear anyone trashing someone like Rose in his heyday with Chicago?
No.
Right? Yeah. He got hurt, and then people, you know, whatever.
Right. That was that.
There is a difference between. Okay, so let me try to quantify this a little bit differently. Everyone talks shit about LeBron James, right? Can all agree on that? As his haters, even though he's literally been successful at everything he's done in life, and he still has his haters, right? Okay. Does LeBron James ever talk about anybody as being cockroaches?
No.
No.
No. Now, you have someone like Kyrie Irving. It has not lived up to his potential. Left LeBron James. Fucked up Boston. Okay. Went to Brooklyn. It failed there. He has never been as good as he was with all of his talent as he was in Cleveland. He's done nothing but fail. So he has detractors. He has haters. Right? There's a reason why people say the things they do. Yet he responds to them. He gives them more fuel to the fire. He acts like he's better than other people, even though at his current job, even though 99% of the people can't do the job that he does, right? For the most part, he's failing at his job. So he deserves the smoke that he gets. Then he wants to call people cockroaches for it. I just think it's kind of funny. It doesn't matter what job you have. If you fail at it, you deserve to smoke. In my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah. By the way, the Grizzlies are almost up damn near 60 points on the Warriors right now.
Okay, come on. Can y'all stop watching the goddamn TV? I just give you some great fucking analogies, and you're over there looking at the goddamn TV.
It's just funny enough that we call this game as the Grizzlies are literally blowing the cheeks off the Golden State. So
Jesus. But yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. Does he deserve the criticism that he's getting? Yes. Does he have somewhat of a point with him calling people trolls on the internet? Yeah, it's like I get it. Like I'm sure that there are people that deal with that who don't play professional basketball and are just streamers, and there are people that just because they're behind a screen or a keyboard just run their mouths. And I see that obviously any professional athlete, no matter how much success you have, deal with that without a doubt. And I'm sure he just gets to a point where it's like, bro, shut up. You guys would never say this to me to my face. I'm tired of hearing this. Unfortunately, it's coming from him, where it's like, people kind of do have a point.
I would totally say this to his face. They're just. I would totally say it to his face.
Most people.
You put me in front of him, I would like, dude, listen, at your job, you're trash right now. Like, you might have a better job than me. You might make more money than I do at my job, and that's cool. Like, you have a skill set. Your skill set is trash right now. Like, you're not fucking doing anything. Like, you're using COVID as a reason not to play half the games anyways. And you're failing at your job.
I know you would, but
you
I'm
are
saying
not living up.
Most people on Twitch probably would not say that to his face. I would imagine.
Probably over. I think you're selling him short because it's not like he's Shaq. Okay? Would I ever go up to Shaq and look at him and look up? Okay? Like I have to do the Shaq's forehead when I have to look up and talk shit, okay? No, I wouldn't do that to Shaq because Shaq could end my life. Shaq could beat the shit out of me. Kyrie Irving, not so much. I'm scrappy. I could probably whoop his ass. Probably 70% of the people that talk shit to Kyrie Irving.
I don't think that at
could
all.
Probably whoop his ass.
Most of the people watching him on Twitch in the middle of the day are probably like 13 years old. I would imagine.
Oh no, you're being too kind.
I can't imagine too many grown ass adults watching him on Twitch in the middle of the day. They probably have something better to go do.
The simple fact is that Kyrie Irving has been below average at his job. Just happens to be a public job. Anyone else that has a normal job, if you're below average at your job, people are going to talk shit about you. And then you put yourself on a public platform, then you want to get mad at people for talking shit to you. They're fans. They live and die by their teams. Some people, the only good things that happen in their lives are based upon the fan, based upon the way their teams perform, right? So you have a skill set that puts you in a public platform. You're going to get angry when people call you out for not living up to your talent in a public job. Like, no, just be better. Like, shut the critics up by being better at your job and stop saying the earth is flat, for God's sake. That's all I'm saying. Be smarter than the average person, first of all, because most of the people understand that the earth is round and we're living on a globe. Okay, so be better than that. That's the starting point. That's the benchmark. Okay. Then above that, perform at your job. When you don't perform at your job, you're open to criticism. And that's across any platform. Anyone that is not performing at their job is open to criticism. And when you're making millions of dollars to not perform at your job, shut up, man. Like, just shut up. Just take your millions and shut up.
And with that, we're gonna get up out of the news and get into what's up with that for the week. So yeah, this is the segment that we air out our grievances with what is going on in the world of sports. Shaq, you mentioned that you have something pressing on your heart this week, sir. So, what is that?
My what's up with that is I've been hearing a lot of random news or random critiques of people saying that when it comes to the Joker, comparing Prime Joker now to Prime, like saying that he can guard Prime Shaq in when it comes to playing. I've heard this.
Oh my fucking god!
Yes, I've heard this in wonderful social media world, saying that he could possibly guard or shut him down or keep him.
Now hold on here. So you see why sometimes when people say some shit on social media, Twitch included, it can get under some people's skin.
It gets under my skin.
Now, Jalen, my point was valid. Don't try to put my mess to whatever the hell people are saying about the Joker and Shaq, because those people need to be in mental institutions.
No, but
AA meetings, detox.
My point too is that those people are smoking crack on a day-to-day basis, because I purely do not think that Prime Joker could guard Prime Shaq or even come nowhere near the caliber of the gameplay that Shaq could come to in the Prime. I see I'm seeing the comparison that people are putting. It's like, oh, he could guard him, he could do this, he shutting all these other guys down. It's like that man's dropping easily 40 points on this man's dome and a post. Yeah, easily.
Let me say this. Shaq got traded to Phoenix. Shaq spent $70,000 at Walmart to outfit an apartment that the Phoenix Suns got him when he got traded. I say all that to say this. Joker is not even worthy to push a fucking shopping cart of Shaq's $70,000 purchase at Walmart. Much less be able to guard him or stop him from dominating and smashing his white to red ass all over the fucking court the entire game. Any game, every game.
And I agree.
Shaq would make him his bitch.
And I agree with that, but I just see this argument on Twitter, on Facebook, on any
unfollows people.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I'm seeing it as like, what are you all smoking? What kind of disrespect are y'all throwing out there on this legendary Hall of Famer, best of all time of his position, and then putting Joker? This man wins 2 MVPs, and all of a sudden, he wins 2 MVPs. I feel like by fluke for most of it.
Hey,
but yes, by fluke, this man wins MVPs.
I mean, the first one was worth it. This one.
This one's a very iffy.
Neither of them were worth it. We're not even.
Yes, this one by far should not have been like one. The other one debatable,
Neither
but
of them.
it's like y'all comparing to Shaq.
Debatable.
Really? Is that what y'all comparing to? This man.
Here's where I'll defend Shaq on this. Is that literally like like the fact that these people would say this on the internet are the same people that get in their cars and get on busy streets and endanger lives because they're too fucking stupid to probably operate a moving vehicle. Yet they say this shit. That is the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard. Like, they endanger lives on a daily basis. Like,
they're
that's
probably
who the
12.
cops should be pulling over. No, they're probably not just 12. They probably have driver's license. They probably shouldn't. I'm amazed that they had. That's how stupid you have to be to get a driver's license. You don't have to be smart at all. They endanger lives on a daily basis. These people.
It's
that
just funny
scares
that
me.
you say that. It's just like that's what I'm saying about Kyrie. It doesn't. You may be right in what you're saying, but it doesn't mean you're not an idiot and not 12 years old. Like,
okay,
that can still be the case.
Does Kyrie believe the Earth is flat?
Yes.
Okay, so when he gets behind the wheel of a fucking car, he's endangering lives too. Okay,
right.
That's all
But when
I'm
the
saying.
kid that's 12 years old and is still a fucking idiot and drinks Tide Pods,
you guys
that's
keep
still there.
getting. No, you guys are infatuated by the 12-year-old.
Sure.
12-year-old doesn't matter. 12-year-old doesn't matter. It's the everyday person that's our age that have those thoughts. That the Joker could actually compete with Shaq. That's insane. Now, what Kyrie Irving is dealing with is a bunch of grown ass people clowning on him because he's at home with the playoffs.
There's some kids in there. I guarantee you, there's some kids on their parents' Amazon account that subscribes to him on Twitch.
Can we stop talking about the 12-year-olds? The 12-year-olds.
I'm just saying, that's who's watching him.
You guys keep talking about 12-year-olds. 12-year-olds don't matter. They don't even No, I'm not even going to say what I'm about to say because I don't want us to get canceled. But 12-year-olds don't even understand why their dick gets hard sometimes. Okay, like they don't have an understanding of what's happening in life.
They don't. They absolutely don't.
Talking about
watch this man burn sage in the middle of the fucking basketball court for
the same people that are saying that the Joker dominates Shaq are not of the same IQ. The people that are clowning on Kyrie Irving, who he is. They're not.
If you took an IQ
they are
test,
lower.
They
are they are lower on the totem pole because there isn't.
Deserve 4.5 seats in their school bus. I'd firmly believe that's the concept of
like you know what?
Still not the worst thing said on the show.
I'm a little bit upset over the fact that my tax-paying dollars are probably paying someone money to stay in a house that's so mentally fucking retarded that they think that the Joker is better than Shaq. That makes me upset. Like, I work hard for my money, and anyone that thinks that the Joker is better than Shaq, they don't deserve my tax money. So I hope that the government stops them from getting cheese and crackers because they don't deserve it, because they're fucking stupid. There's no...
What is your what's up with that?
Let's go with your what's up with that before we get into my
midnight
what's up
before we get to our 9:25.
Let's get out of social media people commenting on anything. My what's up with that is, what is up with whoever this NFL insider commenting that Baker Mayfield should take a pay cut in order to land on a team this upcoming season? Why would somebody leave their guaranteed money job to go make less somewhere else? I understand that Baker probably wants to play. Everybody probably wants to work if they don't want to retire. But why would you put yourself into a pay cut no matter what you're doing for work? To me, that was asinine that somebody would recommend that he go do that.
He should take a pay cut to 0 and stop playing football altogether because that man ain't been doing shit for the past.
You're saying you should. Well, he did beat you in a playoff game. I just want to throw that out there.
All right.
Oh shit!
He's been doing something.
Just to the wrong people. Doing shit to everybody else in the league, but can't be doing shit all year unless he plays us. And all of a sudden, this man remembers that shit. I'm a professional quarterback. Fuck them hoes.
No,
balls out.
First of all, this man played 3/4 of a season with a torn labrum. Cleveland.
Look.
He did do that. And Shaq, you don't get to say anything on this because he's better than any quarterback you have on your roster right now. Like,
This man's been playing. This man's been playing like he's a torn uterus for the past couple months of this fucking game.
Well, if he had a torn uterus, what did Ben Roethlisberger have to play out?
This man is better at commercials than anybody you have on your roster in Pittsburgh. So, yes, at the end of the day, okay, you are worth what somebody is willing to pay you. And Cleveland set the market for Baker Mayfield.
Right.
There is no reason why any individual would accept less than what they're already getting paid. Like, it doesn't matter if it's sports. This goes into our job.
Right.
Would any of us be like, oh, well, this person thinks that you should take less to go to this other company, do the same job you were doing? You'd be like, no, fuck you, man. I'm gonna make whatever
Yeah.
money I can, that like the most amount of money I can. So yeah, that's totally stupid. Those are the same people. The same people. That think that Joker
Helmet
is
wearing
better
ass.
than Shaq. That's the same people. Those people are wearing a name at a gas station on their shirt. Okay? So they can go
There's
fuck
somebody at
themselves.
work
Like,
right now
no.
listening to this show at a gas station going.
Yeah, somebody's reevaluating their life right now based upon what we're saying.
Yes, and they all live.
But
Look,
it's totally true. No, never take less than what you're already getting paid to do the same job you're doing, unless the market dictates you have to. Right now, Baker Mayfield doesn't have to do that.
Yeah,
Because of Cleveland. Yeah, because they fucked around and found out that nobody was going to trade a bunch of picks.
Right.
And so they're either going to have to release him,
Right.
and then people will be interested. But no, less money.
it's like somebody telling you we are willing to pay you $30,000 less a year, but you do have authority over more people than you do at the last job. Are you willing to take that? And you being like, shit, power.
But you're saying he's so bad that he should do that.
Here's my opinion. He is bad, and he doesn't deserve the pennies that he's getting. But
the penny, I'll take the pennies.
But in my opinion, I would take it any heartbeat if I was him. I'm just saying that does he deserve it? No. Would I take it? Yes.
Hold on. True or false? Is Baker Mayfield more talented than any quarterback that was just drafted in this NFL draft?
True.
Yes.
110%.
Okay, so he's more talented than Little Piggy Pickett that y'all just drafted with the Steelers.
Yes.
Okay, so you want him to take less money?
No, I'm not saying
just
he should.
because
I'm not saying he should. I'm just saying it's not worth it. But like at the same time,
okay, you're saying he's not worth it just because the Browns picked up a quarterback that's under civil issues with sexual misconduct, and we don't even know if he's going to play 17 games next year.
Allegedly.
Look, all because this man likes to get happy endings after relaxing his muscles.
I don't know how relaxed those muscles were.
The man had nothing but torn muscles last year playing for.
All he's been doing is tearing up one muscle particular all season, and that's what's getting in trouble.
One muscle has been putting in a lot of work. I don't know how relaxed it was.
Like, that man tore a labrum muscle, kept playing, then got his ass muscles torn by every Cleveland Browns fan, and he wasn't worth shit. And I'm like,
about to get the shaft muscle torn up by every single masseuse in the area.
Well, no, that would be the new quarterback. That would be the new quarterback. Masseuse. I'm just saying that. Listen.
No,
Baker Mayfield going to play for a different team? No. Hey, is Baker Mayfield going to play for a different team next year?
Probably
yes.
not.
Should he just openly accept less money to do so?
No.
No, because he's under contract.
Yeah. What the fuck would he do?
It's not his fault that the Browns decided to get Deshaun Watson. No. Pay me my money. Send me to a team that's going to pay me my money.
Right.
Or release me and let me go to a team that I want. The only way that he's going to play for less money is if they release him and then he gets another contract with somebody else. But even then, how many other quarterbacks in the NFL on the open market is done what Baker Mayfield's done over the last 3 years?
I would imagine Baker Mayfield would rather sit at home and have my current employer pay me what I was promised to rather than go get my head torn off somewhere else for less money. Why the hell would I go do that?
And listen, hey, I wouldn't even just sit at home. I'd show up.
Right,
Quarterback
I'd
room.
still be sitting there just doing my day-to-day
Yeah.
job.
I'd be like, "What's up, Deshaun? How's that? How's those sexual harassment cases working for you? What we're doing? Playing 17 games? I don't know. I'm available 17 games. Are you available 17 games? I don't know. I'd show up. I'd get my money. Crazy. You ready for my what's up with that?
Let's hear it.
Probably already hit
Okay, I want to know. I want to know how Tampa fans are feeling right now because we're all
Every
in this whole
fucking week,
Tampa Bay
Tampa is
shit,
in
right?
this segment.
We got the whole Tampa Bay shit.
Whether it's hockey,
All that
baseball,
all
football,
year long,
league.
yeah. And listen, I had like 19 people texting me last night. Oh, the Tampa Bay Lightning went up 2-0. How'd that work out for you guys? Yeah, they lost 4-3 last night. All bitches are down in the Stanley Cup playoffs right now. So I'm just wondering, like, are Tampa fans putting the flags away? They're no longer Bucks and Lightning fans. Like, are they really believing they're gonna win the Stanley Cup? Like, I'm just wondering. Like, I haven't seen the fans last night. Like, all 19 people that were texting me, I ain't heard from them since the Lightning lost. I'm just kind of wondering. Like, everybody okay? You guys doing good? You guys show up to work okay? Like, how's life going for Tampa Bay?
They have been knocked out of the playoffs.
Haven't been knocked out, but they're now down 3-2.
They're down 3-2. Okay, I see.
Yeah, and they were talking a lot of shit when the Lightning were up 2-0 last night. Then they lost 4-3. So I'm just kind of putting an APB out there. All those people that were talking shit, saying the Lightning are still going to win the Stanley Cup, all that. Now you're down 3-2. Toronto Maple Leafs. Y'all didn't think that y'all were going to lose. I don't know. I'm just kind of wondering how Tampa Bay's feeling. Tampa.
I think it's too many shots down in Soho or fucking Sparkman Wharf goes to their head, and they believe that throughout the week. But 3-2 doesn't lie. That's the hole they're in right now. Nestor, shout out to the homie Nestor in the live chat. Says, I blame Tom Brady for how expensive Florida has gotten. Also, go Dolphins.
Man.
Nestor is a man that knows not what he says, but knows what he feels.
Nestor. First of all, Florida's gotten expensive because of COVID.
Right.
Because COVID was the one... Florida was the one state that said fuck COVID, and they didn't lock down. They didn't do all the other stuff. And so everyone's like, I want to go live there. So you know what happened? Everyone came and lived here, and they drove up the asking price for everything. So everything was more expensive in Florida because of every other dumbass state. So I guess fuck y'all. Yeah, no. Tampa Bay. What do you guys think about Tampa Bay? Are they dead? Is Tampa Bay dead?
I hope so.
Hope they're dead. They need to be dead.
All right, they're playing Canadians right now, right?
Yes. But
the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're playing Toronto.
I'm just saying.
They're dead.
Listen.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
The world would be a better place if every Tampa Bay fan died. All of them died. The world would be a better place. Side of my wife. I love my wife. I want her to live.
Florida
treats everyone else.
It bring down the cost of living. Tell you that much.
Florida treats COVID like they treat STDs and just says fuck it and just do whatever they do anyway. Just don't worry about protection, masks, condoms. Don't give a damn. Just do whatever they need to do.
If your biggest claim to fame in the sports world is a team that plays on ice, and we don't have ice, we don't have snow. You like I don't care about you. Like all these fake ass fans that love the Lightning. No, you don't love the Lightning. You just like winners. The moment they're not winners, all the flags, all the stickers and the jerseys, and a bunch of fat people wearing oversized like NHL sweaters. They call them sweaters apparently. Even though it's not a sweater. Whatever. Fuck you. I hope they all die. Like, just no.
Nestor said he's taking
What?
his talents to Cleveland and meet up with you there. So the cost of living is much more reasonable. G Money also says when we had brought up COVID for the reason that the cost of living in Tampa is skyrocketing, he says, which coincided with Brady coming to Tampa. You're not wrong.
I'm not going to blame Brady. I'm just going to say that, Florida didn't lock down like a lot of other states did. And there's a lot of people that were like, you know what? I don't like these lockdowns. I don't like these measures. I'm going to go where there's not the lockdown and the other measures. So I'm going to go to Florida. Fuck COVID.
Jalen, what's up with that?
No, I already went. Mine was Baker Mayfield.
Okay, I felt this segment's gone off like 25 fucking minutes.
It has. And we all have gone, so there's no reason for us
We all
to
have
be
gone
here
and we're
anymore.
still on the same subject. So what are we talking about at this point? We're not talking about the cost of living in Florida. This is where we're at for this show. You're not even talking about sports anymore. We're talking about the COVID and cost of living in Florida.
No, first of all, Shaq, that was Nestor who did that. Not
we
me.
picked it up and
I
ran
take that
with it.
personally. Okay. If anything, this entire show is taking up too much time or space. Hit your goddamn head.
It is
all right?
basically
So
all right.
calm down.
It is midnight. We still got a whole segment to go.
Let's get into the Ride Dine 25 because Shaq's forehead is about to smoke me out of life and air.
Jill just saw my
Fucking
face
auction that goddamn
of me
thing.
realizing that we're no longer talking about shit no more. We're just talking.
Gentlemen,
We're called the space capital of the world, but there's a reason for it.
What
Because
y'all
we need to find air.
What y'all don't know about
We
this
don't
show?
have air.
After we finish the
we
show,
don't have air
we
because
talk
of
for another
Shaq's
like
head.
20 minutes after this show ends. So I was like, we'll be
I'm
here
going
until
back
like
into this
1:30
one.
just talking about nothing.
Folks, we have 3 games in the Ride or Die 25.
And we'll
We're
still
gonna
take
repeat that.
25 minutes
3,
minimum.
triple,
Goddamn right we
trio,
will. Your
trace,
forehead's not going to snuff me out, Shaq.
tree.
At multiple times in the show, I'm sitting there thinking about, I was like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Talking about things
That's
that
it.
matter.
We have 3
Life.
things. Nestor says Dolphins over COVID. I don't know about that. I might have to say otherwise, but that's for a different show.
Okay.
We're gonna start
First
off.
of all, wait a minute.
I see what you're doing.
Now, hold on. Does Nestor live in Florida?
Yes.
Because they have not legalized marijuana. So I'm wondering why he has the thoughts that he has. So he must be consuming illegal narcotics to have the thought that the Dolphins are the team to beat in the NFL. Like,
And to transition
I don't know. I think the Jaguars are going to be better than the Dolphins this next year.
I want to share know the Memphis game is 134 to 95 right now.
That is ridiculous.
It's about to end, just like this show. All right. So on the Ride or Die in 25, Malin's still in large in charge. 75 in 40. He was 3-2 last week. He improved to plus 35. I am still in second place, 87 and 69. I was 2-3 last week. Not happy about that. I fell 1 game down to plus 18. And Shaq was also 2-3 last week. He is now 79 and 77. He is plus 2, down from plus 3 the previous week. So that's the current standings. Nothing has changed as far as the overall standings, but that's where we all are. So getting into the first game here, Miami in Philly tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Game 6. Miami with the chance to knock out the Sixers. Shaq, who do you think wins this one?
I say Miami finally knocks out the Sixers, feeding off their hype off the last win. Really want to knock it out, so I need them to win this game. Hopefully get out early and get on our day on off their win. So Miami to win it.
Malin?
All right, well, unlike Shaq, I'm going to bet my emotion on this. Because, like I said, that Philly's plus 22 when they're at home. Miami's negative 15 when they're on the road. And we already saw how Philly made us all look like a bunch of fucking idiots over the weekend, evening up the series. So I'm going to go ahead and say Philly. I think Philly's going to win this game. I'm not saying they're going to win the series. I'm saying they're going to win the series. I think that Miami will win it in Game 7, but I think Philly's going to take Game 6.
I'm going to agree with Shaq on this one. I think Miami is going to take care of their business on the road, put Philly out of their misery. Please, for the love of God, that would be nice. Yeah, I think, like you said earlier, Butler's going to need to have a big game. I think he will. And they're going to stop playing around here and eat their food and stop messing around with it. So, if Miami is serious about advancing, I think they just take care of this in 6 games rather than having this go to 7. So give me Miami at the Sixers. Next one here, we have Phoenix at the Mavs. Mainland, who wins this one?
All right. Well, I said, Luca in the tunnel said, "We're talking big. They're on top." He took that personal. What happened in the ending moments of that game? And I'm not going to count Dallas out at home. They're going to take Game 6. Not again. I'm not saying they're going to win the series because I picked Phoenix to win the series. I think Dallas is going to come through on Game 6.
I am going to agree with you on that one. I think that Luka will have a big game. He's a little tired of hearing D Booker talk about him, and I think the Mavs will force a Game 7, which they will lose in Phoenix. But this game in Dallas, it'll be loud. The fans will be having a time, and I think the Mavs will force the Game 7 at home. Shaq.
I will take Phoenix with this game to come out here and ball out and do their thing. I firmly believe in them. Devin Booker coming out here and doing their thing. Melon's very happy because I'm voting not with him. So
yeah, because that gets me closer to like eclipsing you. Like I don't know, a third of the picks. It'll be great.
Last but not least, of course, Game 6 on Friday. This one is close to home. Celtics at the Bucks. Will the Bucks eliminate them, or will they be going back to Boston for the big Game 7? Of course, I'm going to say that my Celtics force the Game 7. Like Malin said earlier in the show, we blow them out at home. We just go ahead real quick, take care of them. Al Horford, 56 points. JT, 45 points. JB, 38. We absolutely crushed the Milwaukee Bucks. Something light real quick. Hop back on the plane. Go back to Boston. TD Garden. Here we go. Game 7. Give me the Celtics in Milwaukee. Speeding to existence. Shaq.
I also choose wonderful Boston to come and play through this game. Force another game to come through. I also want them to win this game, per se, and win the series. Come out and ball out. Man, I'm just upset with the process.
Listen, I'm picking Boston. I want Boston to win. I want to overtake you in the standings. I want more wins than you. You keep taking the same goddamn people that I
got
take.
3 choices this week.
You don't even like Boston. Like
I don't have to like Boston. I just want. All right. I hate Milwaukee more than I'm not even gonna say dislike Boston because I don't dislike them as a team. I just hate Milwaukee, and I just don't want to see them win. So I will always choose any other team over them. Boston is in that neutral zone of whatever. I like to see them do well. It's whatever. So I'm gonna choose Boston to win.
Would like to say Nestor agreed with Shaq on the Suns pick. And he's also saying that if any series is going to a Game 7, it is the Boston-Milwaukee one. So,
I mean, I'm taking Boston on this one. We barely lost this last one. Um, other than like a 4-minute collapse by Boston, we had this one in hand. The Greek Freak is going to have to ball out for Milwaukee to even have a chance. But I think Boston's going to win. I really would like to kind of dive into like Shaq's hatred on Milwaukee. Like there's Milwaukee, they got enough things going against them. Like they already got to hate their life. They live in Milwaukee and they choose to live there. Like what is we live in Florida. Like it's like I don't know. There's a nice breeze. It's 75 degrees out. It's beautiful. People choose to live there, and you're just shitting on them. Like I don't know. It's just mean.
Any comment, Shaq?
I would like to say I like seeing versatile teams going to playoffs. Seeing a team that has at most two good players on their team.
Okay.
And
they are the reigning champs.
okay, based off of 1 to 2 good players dominating the league. They got Giannis as an unstoppable force when it comes to mid range and the paint game.
You don't think Chris Middleton's any good?
Yeah, he's an average player. He does really well.
Average player.
Yeah, he does really well.
Okay, all right. So before we go, here's my.
This is why the segment takes 25, 30 minutes.
Why did I say anything?
First of all, shush. Ow. Heat are gonna go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Like we all believe that, right? Like just go ahead, and nod your head. You know, I gotta say.
Yeah, you play
anything.
Virginia Tech,
Yeah.
Atlanta Dream.
Yeah,
okay.
You're playing the New York Liberty and the WNBA.
This ain't about us
You're gonna
right
go to the Eastern Conference
now.
Finals.
Ain't about us.
Barcelona.
So we all
basketball
believe
team,
the
sure.
Heat are gonna go to these. So Shaq, who do you think is the more formidable foe, Boston or Milwaukee, in the Eastern Conference Finals?
For my team, I think the biggest threat would be Milwaukee, unfortunately, because I don't think there's
so
a lot of.
that's why he's saying. What
I don't
he's
think
saying.
we have an answer for Giannis on our team per se. Just saying, this other team,
Okay,
Giannis
so
gonna run.
wait a minute. Did y'all have an answer? Tatum, Horford.
I think it'll be a more entertaining
Smart
series
and Brown.
than seeing Giannis drive to the
Oh.
paint and do the same shit over and over again. At least we could see a more versatile game between Boston and the Heat, and more entertaining game than seeing Giannis do the same shit over again, score 40+ points, just drive into the paint and do layup and dunk back to back.
All right. Well, all I'm gonna say is that before we go, like Jalen, do you any sharp pen something?
I'm sorry. Say that one more time. I didn't hear that.
Do you have a sharp object? Hey, sharp. Put that in Shaq's neck. Because this man does not believe our Celtics, and that's some shit. But
No,
you know what?
I just feel like it'd be more entertaining to watch the Celtics and the Heat than it would be to watch the Bucks and the Heat. The Bucks and the Heat.
Would be more entertaining because you have to put up with me and Jalen during the series. I say that for him. So
we are playing the Bucks right now, and I think it's plenty entertaining.
Yeah.
I just want to play the series.
Hey, Shaq, I see you. You look like someone unearthed your head off of Easter Island with them goddamn big ass fucking sculptures, but that's fine. I see you. That might have been the 5th head joke I made.
Yeah, I mean, you got 2 of them off in the first 3-4 minutes of the show, so.
Anything
quote, I
else
apologize.
you guys want? I'm not going to ask you. There's nothing else you guys want to mention on this show.
Yeah, wait, what?
Besides, thank you for watching.
I was just going to say that I hope that the Broncos and the Seahawks are a game that I get to see at home. I I hope the Seahawks crush the Broncos and Wilson and decapitate them. That'd be cute. Because like Russell Wilson says, let's ride. Let's do it. Let's ride and break his face off. So I hope that's a game that I get to see.
Ride that L all the way back to Mile High Stadium. So, all right, folks. We want to thank you all for watching, listening, commenting, the whole 9 yards. Appreciate you being here. We will see you all next week when we are in the conference finals, which is kind of weird to say, but we'll be there at that point. So, see ya.
Peace.